Man, this bottle's dense enough to knock out a yak. Must be a really great wine. It's Pocket Wine School. Since the 1970s, something in America has been getting bigger and heavier. But don't assume that this is a piece on rising obesity levels. That would be weird coming from a wine channel not known for its calorie counting. Instead, this is a piece about wine bottles and how they've gone from elegant container to instrument of warfare. It's true that wine bottles are getting bigger. In 1970, a standard bottle of wine weighed a little over 2 pounds. A case of wine weighed 33, and the bottles were around 11 inches tall. Now, they're over 4 pounds, or up to 50 pounds a case, and stand, on average, around 13 inches. So why is this? Is it because wines today are so powerful they threaten to break through a less fortified glass? No, it's to make people think the wines are better. In yet another triumph of form over function, wine bottles have gone the way of perfume bottles in basically peacocking for your attention. Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. Does a heavier bottle signify a better wine? This is an uncomplicated no. When you see someone driving a gigantic pickup truck that vaults them 10 feet higher than anyone else on the road, do you think to yourself, wow, that guy is so manly, only a monster truck can support him? You're more likely to think, that guy must spend a shitload of money for that one time a year he actually hauls a shitload of anything. But that's the image he wants to project. Manliness, whether it's earned or unearned. Anybody can buy a giant truck. And this is precisely what happens with these heavier bottles. Producers pour their libations into monster bottles because they hope people will think, wow, that wine is so fancy, only a dumbbell-sized bottle can contain it. And, for the moment, they're right. Consumers do seem to equate bottle size with a wine's quality, the same way that a decade ago consumers obsessed over a wine's legs and resveratrol levels. By now, they've figured out or been taught that legs don't tell you anything about a wine's quality, only its viscosity. By now, they've learned, or at least heard, that resveratrol isn't quite the super nutrient making wine good for you, and you'd need to drink about 100 bottles a day for it to do anything. And they will learn that anyone can pour their shit wine into a heavy container. Once they do, producers will listen, lighten the bottles, and come up with an entirely new dubious marketing concept. So why does it matter now? Let's put aside the annoying fact that these bottles increasingly don't fit into conventional racks, meaning special racks must be bought for them. Instead, let's look at it from an environmental perspective. The bulk of a winery's carbon footprint comes from packaging and transportation of bottles. The grapes can be grown sustainably and vinified organically, but once it leaves the winery, it starts to become very carbon expensive, both from the construction of the heavy glasses to the increased weight and space. Wine pallets can't fit the same number of cases, meaning it takes more pallets, more truck space, and more trucks themselves to get these bottles to market. This all costs the winery more in terms of sheer dollars as well, and it's not like they're going to absorb those costs. They'll get passed along to you. Younger drinkers are clamoring for more sustainable packaging and processes in every industry. The change will eventually come. To quote Amber LeBeau over at spitbucket.net, the success of the heavy bottle better, more premium wine strategy is wholly dependent on ignorance. Pretty cynical strategy, huh? As long as we continue to prize form over function, we can't count on the world making any sense. Thanks a lot for watching Pocket Wine School. If you want to learn more about wine, or better yet, unlearn some of the garbage that floats around this industry, hit like and click subscribe. And as always, rock out with your cork out.